do one of these numbers. Alrighty then. Let's see. All right, let's get started. Let's slaughter this pig.
Slaughter this pig.
Let's slaughter this little piglet. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another, dare I say, fantastic episode of Movie Boarding with me, your host, Kingston Hannibal. And by the way, that's my pseudonym, Mindie, for this thing. Although everybody knows my name, and I've said my name on the podcast like 100 times already. But it's Kingston Hannibal. You're free to talk, Mindie. You don't have to be quiet.
Okay, I was gonna be like, well, at least you don't know where I live, just in case.
Yeah, well, you are. I am gonna say your name a bunch of times, by the way. So I hope you were comfortable with that. If not, then who cares? But anyways, this is the movie podcast, Movie Boarding, where I force my coworkers, as it is today, but also friends and family, I force them to watch movie for content for the almighty algorithm.
Indeed.
Yes, and that is no different today. And today, you probably heard her voice already, and I've said her name many times. My guest has been very gracious and very patient for doing this today, so thank you very much. She is a coworker of mine, and we both work for the CIA, actually. We're not actually allowed to say that, but we both work for the CIA.
So, everyone listening, if you get a little knock on your door later today, you know why.
Yes, because you listen to this podcast, and you shouldn't have. Because, again, we are both in the CIA. And what was our last mission, Mindie? If you recall.
If I recall, it had something to do with a hoagie.
Yes, a hoagie. I thought you were going to say something
and a man in a trench coat.
I thought you were going to say something way cooler than a hoagie.
It's the first thing that came to mind.
Breakfast items. What?
Breakfast items. I'm really good at my job.
Yeah, I think you just might be hungry.
Entirely possible.
Yes, that's where we know each other. And she is the definition of short-staffed. So everybody welcome Mindie to the podcast. Yay, Mindie. Oh my gosh.
Woohoo!
AKA, I'm at the bar Minders, AKA Mindie Asher. I barely even know her. Thank you, Mindie, for being in the podcast. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for inviting me.
I say that whenever I say oh, thank you for being on the podcast, I feel like people think that I'm like a big deal, but I'm like, I literally just do this. And I think the only people that listen to it are like my family. But you know what? We're growing an audience, and hopefully, since all the CIA directors will listen to this.
Absolutely. So
I kind of do a little script, Mindie, before I kind of go off of it, and I wrote something, and I have no idea what it means.
Boy, this should be fun.
So I wrote here. I literally wrote. I'm hold your dog for random.
Well,
do you know what that means? Do you?
No, I do not. Because quite profound.
Well, I do have dyslexia, so sometimes when I write stuff down, even I don't understand it. I think the thoughts percolate in my head, but when I put pen to paper, it doesn't go as well.
Gotcha.
So first question I ask all my guests, who are you going to vote for in this season of The Voice Latin America?
I would say Carlos, but I feel like that's borderline not what it's supposed to be. I have no idea who's on there. I don't even watch the American version of The Voice.
Hey, at least you got like a name that's, culturally Spanish, and you didn't say like William or something.
Ted. Gerald.
No, but let's get to it. So I think I kind of already spoiled the movie that we're gonna watch today, but the movie we are gonna watch today is called Nacho Libre. It's a cult classic from 2006, a comedy starring Jack Black. Have you heard of this movie? And more importantly, have you seen this movie?
I have not seen this movie. I have heard this movie.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it. I think it's usually associated with what's the other one? I have not seen it.
Okay. What were you gonna say?
I can't remember the other movie I'm thinking of that usually gets associated with this one.
Oh, okay. I think you might be thinking of maybe Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes, that one. I haven't seen that one either, but I always feel like they're always in the same sentence whenever it gets brought up.
And do you know why that is, Mindie?
I don't.
Well, because this movie was written by Jared Hess and Joshua Hess, who are the writers and directors of Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jared Hess, he directed the film, and then him and his brother wrote this. And this movie, just a very quick, short synopsis. Not based on a true story, but it's taken from events that were happening and then turned into a comedy. So it's a film loosely based on the real life story of a Mexican wrestler. His name is Fray Tormenta, which I don't know, Fray, I don't know what that means, but Tormenta means storm. And he was a Mexican Catholic priest who had a 23-year career in the Mexican wrestling scene, which they call them luchadores. And the reason he did that was to support an orphanage that he was running. So they took that and turned it into comedy. So this is what this movie is based on.
Okay.
Alrighty then. So another question I ask the guests, and this was actually a real one. So when I asked you to be on this podcast, I was like, oh, you're the perfect guest because the whole premise of this is that they don't know what movie they're watching, right? And so I was like, you're the perfect guest for this. And do you want to tell the audience why you're the perfect guest for this premise?
Well, you could say I had a sheltered growing up where I really wasn't allowed to watch a lot of TV.
Which is perfectly fine, Mindy. It's just perfectly fine. But I'm saying,
So I'll tell you, I can't tell you how many people at work would be like, are you kidding me? You haven't seen these? Like,
I think I was one of those.
I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I've gotten several lists that have yet to be watched. So that would be why.
Yeah. So let's just not to tease you, not to, because everybody has a different childhood, and I respect that. But let's just go down the list. Star Wars. Have you seen any of the Star Wars movies?
I have seen most of them. Surprise, surprise.
Okay. Let's see. Back to the Future.
I have not seen that.
Indiana Jones.
I've seen all of them.
You have seen all of them.
Oh, no, I don't think I was allowed to watch the Temple one.
Oh,
But,
yeah. No, I mean,
I was able to watch it.
I saw it, but like as an adult, being from a Jehovah's Witness, I saw that movie again, and I'm like, oh, that had a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't have watched.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Especially I think the temple one, yeah, because they do like a lot of weird shaman stuff or whatever. All right, so Star Wars, Back to the Future. What's another big movie? Have you seen the Jurassic Park movies?
I've actually seen those as well.
Oh, see, you're not that sheltered. Have you seen The Godfather?
Nope.
Okay, so you've seen the popular ones for the most part, I would say. Any of the Marvel movies?
Some of them.
Okay. What about
I haven't seen all of them.
Batman movie? Like any Batman movies?
I think I've seen the first one with Christian Bale.
Okay.
And then I want to say I've seen the newest one.
With Robert Pattinson with Mr. Twilight?
Yeah.
So see, you're not, I mean, you've caught up. I had somebody else on the podcast not too long ago. We did The Sandlot, and he's relatively young. So I kind of told him and I know you're pretty young too. I mean, considered young to me.
Right.
That obviously you guys haven't lived long enough to see all these movies like I have. So it makes sense that a lot of these movies you haven't seen,
Right.
Alrighty then. So Mindy, what are your expectations coming into watching this movie now that I've kind of set it up a bit?
Oh boy. We'll see. Because I kind of have a feeling it'll be semi-close to Talladega Nights, which was something that another coworker recommended that I watch. And I never can get those 2 hours of my life back. So
you didn't like Talladega? I think we had this conversation already.
Heck no. I was like, the first scene with the birth scene, I was like, what? And unfortunately for my sister, I dragged her to watch it with me, and we're just like mouth agape with that first scene. So,
Well, I think
we'll see how this goes.
There's also with a lot of movies, there's the director's cut and stuff. I think that one has one that's like a hard R version. I don't know if you saw that one or not.
I don't know. We watched it off of some sort of streaming platform. So yeah.
Well, just to ease your mind, this movie is rated PG. And it has Jack Black in it. So I think, usually Jack Black doesn't have raunchy kind of stuff, really.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Have you seen School of Rock? That's another great movie of his.
No, I have not.
Okay. Jumanji?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I did watch the new one.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, not the old one.
Yeah, I did watch the new one. I actually watched that 2 weeks ago for the first time, so hey.
Did you like it?
It was all right.
I feel like also you're a hard person to please with stuff. So
it is, yeah.
Okay, so then again, this is another question I asked too. What is your your limited catalog of movies that you've seen? What is your favorite one?
Oh boy.
Or do you have a
Ooh,
favorite?
no pressure. I wouldn't say I have a favorite.
Is there one that you like the most?
So there is one Christmas movie that I'll watch every year. That's a Netflix original, I think. It's called Klaus. I think it's a great movie. But that's the only one where I'm like, ooh, let's watch this one again every year.
Okay.
Normally I'm a one and done kind of gal.
I feel like that one has like a really low IMDb score, or like Rotten Tomatoes. Klaus
such a
movie
nice retelling of the story.
from 2009.
If this is what I'm thinking of,
2019.
the animated one? 2019? 2019 sounds about right.
Okay.
Listen, Mr. Judgy.
It's actually, oh wow, it has like, it's 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's really good, I'm telling you.
I guess so. Well, as someone who doesn't celebrate Christmas, I think I'll pass.
Gotcha.
All right, Minnie, you ready to do this thing?
Let's do this thing.
So you can take notes, and it's a relatively short movie. It's only like an hour and 30. All right, Mindy, we are back. We just finished watching the movie. And Mindy, do you remember any of this stuff from your Spanish class?
No, I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not too much, anyways.
So you did take Spanish when you were in school?
Yeah, I took about 2 years of it.
Oh, nice. Alrighty. So first off, Mindy, what did you think? Now, just realize that if you didn't like it, people will come after you. I'm just joking. What'd you think?
Oh,
Honest
great.
opinion.
Oh no, I should plead the fifth of this. No, it wasn't bad.
Okay.
I'll say it wasn't bad. It was. I enjoyed it.
Right.
Watching this more than Talladega Nights. So
Okay,
that's
there's a win. That's a win, I guess.
There's a win. That's for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I want. I want people's honest opinion. Now, I will say that you're probably the first person to not like this movie. But I think you just have a particular kind of taste in movies.
Right.
Like you were saying about the video games, you want like a story, a good story in it. And I'm just like, I like shoot 'em ups or whatever. Well, like we mentioned before at the beginning, this movie was based on a real life wrestler who was also a priest. So his name was Father or Padre Sergio Gutierrez Benitez, and he was known for being a wrestler and also having this orphanage. And just a little bit of the backstory, he was actually, he was a drug addict, and he also had a bunch of run-ins with the law, and then he turned his life around, so to speak, and he became this wrestler slash priest. So if you notice, this movie was filmed on location in Mexico, and in the state of Oaxaca, which is towards the south on the Pacific side. It's not too far away from, I think there's a state in between, but it's not too far from Guatemala. So it stars Jack Black as Nacho. It stars Ana de la Ruega as Sister Encarnacion. Hector Jimenez as Esqueleto. Do you know what Esqueleto means?
I don't.
It just means skeleton.
Okay.
So the reason they call him, because he's skinny. They call him
super skinny.
Super skinny. And Chancho was played by Darius Rose, and then Moises Arias is Juan Pablo. But other than those guys, and then I think maybe one or two other people, this whole cast and crew was all made up of local people. I don't know if you could tell. Could you tell?
It doesn't surprise me that you said that. Like, I wasn't thinking with that regard, but you say that, and I'm like, oh yeah, I could definitely see. That's pretty cool, though. I will admit. Yeah.
So I think it lends it lends to the authenticity.
Indeed.
Authenticity? Oh my gosh, my Mexican's coming out. My authenticity of of the movie. Not only were all the background extras were locals from Oaxaca or actors in the area, but a lot of the fighters, a lot of the luchadores are actually actual luchadores. They just changed their name. So Ramses is known as the Silver King. There's another one there, El Hijo del Santo, which just means like the son of the saint. And then Máscara Sagrada, which is like sacred mask. A lot of the people that were wrestling were, in fact, wrestlers from Mexico. Now, in Mexico, wrestling is very, very popular, but I don't think it's as popular as it is here in the States. Are you a fan of wrestling, like the WWE and all that stuff?
No, I don't really watch it.
Like, is your family? Because I know a lot of people love that, and I just can't get into it.
If anything, it would be the actual like UFC type stuff. It wouldn't be any WWE. Even growing up, we never really into it.
Yeah, because I know, I understand to some degree, like, you know, when we're at work and people are watching like a football game or basketball game, they're like really into it.
Hmm.
And it's so weird
Yeah.
to me that people are like that with wrestling when they know it's fake.
Fake. Right.
So you mentioned that you're not a big fan of the movie, and neither were a lot of people. So this thing I think only has like a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it
Hmm.
didn't make that much money. But to tell you the truth, Minnie, for a lot of Mexicans, this is like
Hmm.
our go-to movie. Like this is our holy grail of movies.
Okay, gotcha.
And it's messed up that you don't like it because it's also Hispanic Heritage Month, a Mindy. I'm trying to play into your white guilt.
Oh, thank you for doing that. You know what? I will to a Mexican restaurant and make sure I tip large today.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it. And well, you know, I don't know if you saw yesterday, if you were out and about, that there was a lot of, and it kind of annoys me, but that's a topic for another thing. That there was a lot of people with like Mexican flags and Salvadorian and Honduran flags in the streets or whatever. I don't know if you noticed that, but I did because I live in the hood.
I did not.
Okay. You live in
Well, I did not leave my house yesterday, I don't think.
okay.
So it's not be a negative.
But not only is it Hispanic Heritage Month, I think, or it's not even a month, it's like 2 weeks, but it's also like a lot of countries, Latin American countries are celebrating their Independence Day. So Mexico is, I think, the 19th or the 15th, but El Salvador, Chile, and Guatemala.
Gotcha.
I'm a very whitewashed Mexican. I guess you could call me a coconut. You know, like I'm brown on the outside. But
Coconut.
Yeah, brown on the outside, white on the inside.
Okay, gotcha.
So Jack Black did a lot of his stunts for this movie, and it really shows. Like that physical aspect of him is really cool. You thought it was okay. So what did you not like about it? Let's go first. What did you not like about it?
Oh boy. For me, this is right, put on the spot.
You're setting up. You're like, oh, I'm ready to set up all the things that I hated about
Oh yeah, here we go. It's just not my type of movie. I think that's the biggest part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something where I would be like, oh, hey, I want to watch this again. Or where I'd be like, oh, hey, let me show you this movie. I probably would not have watched it if you didn't like, hey, let's review this movie.
If I didn't force you to watch it.
Indeed. Right. And, you know, for me, with movies and TV shows, I go through moods.
Oh, okay.
It's like, hey, I'm in the mood for an action movie like this month, or I'm in the mood for a comedy movie. And then I'll like watch comedy for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then I'm like, oh, hey, I'm not in the mood for comedy anymore, sort of deal. So, but like I said, it was okay. It wasn't like, oh, wow, this is amazing for me. I enjoyed the music, which is funny. I find it funny. I did enjoy the music they had going on. I thought it fit the mood perfectly.
And you are exactly right. That is one of my talking points. So did you at school like play any instrument, or were you like in music or anything like that?
Yeah, I played the French horn for a while.
No way, I did too for a little bit.
Yeah, I think since like 4th grade, I played the French horn. I played the piano for about a year, and then I cried every lesson. So my parents decided it probably wasn't for me.
Was it because you have tiny hands?
Negative, boss. I don't even know what happened. I just know like I liked it at first, and I would cry every single time when I went to the teacher's office. So yeah, French horn was definitely more my jam.
I say that, Minnie, as a member of the Tiny Hand club. I have raptor arms and hands, and I did try to start learning how to play piano. But what happened is my hands are so small, and like sometimes you have to like reach like, you know, C and then like the other C on the other octave, and my thumb and pinky can't do that well. So I say that as someone who's sympathetic to the cause. So you did say the music. So Danny Elfman wrote the score for this. So I don't know if you know that name, Danny Elfman.
I don't.
Okay, so Danny Elfman did a lot of the Tim Burton movies, so like the first Batman movies.
Okay.
Beetlejuice, what's A Nightmare Before Christmas, like all those stuff that he did. He did something recently. But yeah, he was the main guy who did the score. Now there's like 3 songs, I think, that are actually sung by an actual band. This band is from Mexico. They were popular in the 70s. They're called Mr. Loco. And the song Bubblegum, I don't know if you remember the one. It's like bubblegum for me. That one. And then the main one that plays throughout the whole movie, which is Religious Man, which is like, I am a real religious man. So I think that that's one of the strong points of the movie is the music. I mean, if you know kind of Danny Elfman and the stuff that he's worked on, he's known more for like a darker tone, like more gothic and stuff like that, because that's the movies that he's worked on. But like you were
Mhm.
saying, this is completely different, right? Like from what
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And so what are some other things that you did enjoy from this movie other than the music, if there is any?
I enjoyed the scenery, like the landscape. I thought that
Crickets.
was really pretty.
Crickets.
Crickets, crickets. I don't know. I see. It's so hard. I'm terrible at giving out my opinion about things.
No, no
Just
worries.
so bad at it. The acting was good too. It cracked me up. Like I really enjoyed those two tiny wrestlers. I thought that was hilarious.
Those are pretty
At
funny.
that one point, I was like, "Dang, if only," because they were some muscular dudes out there.
Yeah.
But
We can do a little bit of like the summary of the story. So the story revolves around Jack Black's character Nacho, and his he's in an orphanage. He's a friar or a monk or whatever, and so he decides to do wrestling to as in the beginning. I think it did start off as something that he wanted to do for vanity, but eventually it did evolve into something that he wanted to do for the orphans, as he says.
Mhm.
Then he meets his friend Esqueleto, and the one of the things that I did like about this movie is there's so many little small details in this movie that make it for me so funny. So I think some of the facial acting, like they'll say something and then someone will make a face, and I find that to be so hilarious. Like I don't know if you noticed that.
I did, and that's actually I'm glad you brought that up because that's something I did think about, but I probably should have put it in notes somewhere. Over the top. I feel like Jack Black too is how over the top in some situations.
Uh-huh.
That cracked me up for sure. Especially when he snuck up on Esqueleto in that one scene. I mean, he gave it a good 5 to 10 business days before he actually attacked him, so that cracked me up too.
Yeah. And the thing about that is that I don't know if you noticed the little sound effects that they had in like certain situations, that the sound effect was the joke in that scene.
Mhm.
So that scene, right before he's about to jump on him, he farts.
Yeah.
And like that was the I think that was the like the joke. And so time like when Esqueleto would jump, you would hear like a cat growl or something like that. And then there was a situation where Encarnacion and Nacho were in the room together, and she like touches his leg, and then you can hear in the background just like a wolf like howl. And that's why I told you to watch the movie with the subtitles, so you can like hear all those little nuances and stuff.
Gotcha.
I would say I'm not disappointed, because when we were talking at the beginning, like I remember that you said you didn't like Talladega Nights, and I was like, oh, okay, like this probably was not up your alley. Did your family like something like this?
My brothers for sure. I feel like a lot of this is a bunch of I-centered humor, if that makes sense.
Oh,
Because
okay.
that's the same way I felt for Talladega Nights, where like majority of the guys I talked to be like, I can't believe you didn't like this. I'm like, yeah, it's very guy-centered humor. I feel like this would kind of be the same thing. I know some of my siblings, mostly the guys, probably one of my sisters, they've actually watched this before, so they know it. I
Did
just
they like it?
never got around to watching it. I think they did, yes. At least my brothers did.
Yeah, I guess it is a guy humor, but I think it's a charming. I think it is a very charming movie. And like I said, this for Mexicans is like the pinnacle of our cinema. Like this is our Star Wars. Like this is our The Godfather. I think now, how can I say this? If they were to make this movie now, being that Jack Black is not Mexican, I still don't think Mexicans would have a problem with it. I really don't think we would.
Okay.
Maybe like a newer generation would, but they would be like third or fourth generation Mexicans. I think they would be the ones that have the problem with this. Like, like Mexicans that are born from Mexico or just second generations would not have a problem with this. Do you think that they could like, just in general, do you think they could get away with like having Jack Black be Mexican or half Mexican at least now?
I don't think so. I don't think now in this day and age, unfortunately, with the way that cinema has been geared. Yeah.
But the one criticism I will have of his performance, his accent is really, really good. It's to me, it sounds very authentic as someone who has been around family members that learn English and they do have this accent. The one criticism I will say is that he pronounces the Y perfectly, and Mexicans do not do that. So when they speak in English, they would change the Y to a J. So instead of you, it would be Jew. And then the other thing would be they always put an E in front of an S. So it wouldn't, so like it would be our Jew going through the S store. So Escool, Shark, Sprite. That's the one thing that I did notice that he did not get right in this movie.
Okay, good. Because I actually did want to ask you about what you thought about his accent. I'd be like, I wonder what Brian, because I remember that whole conversation we had at work about the different types of dialects with the accents.
Oh, yeah.
And where you can tell people are from. So I was very curious to ask you after the end of this what you thought about the accent. So it's good to know.
It's really good. The rest of the people you can tell. So the little kids didn't have an accent. I think maybe one of them did, but they're essentially American. But all the other actors are from Mexico. And other than Ana de la Ruega, the Encarnacion, she was an actress and she does know English. But I got the feeling that the other actors, if they were Mexican actors from Oaxaca, from that area, they just fed them the lines and they just repeated them. Gotcha. Because their accent is very thick, and I think that lended to the authenticity of the movie. I don't know if you cut the assumption or that this was supposed to be set like in the 60s or 70s. I don't know if that came through to you.
No, I didn't.
Okay, because I don't know either when it's supposed to be set. I think it's just ambiguous. I will say it's authentic in the sense of like that's how the life in Mexico would have looked like if it was in the 70s. Okay. Especially him going to the store and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So that part I did like. The wrestling scenes were pretty cool. I did like the wrestling scenes and all the little nuanced things that were in them. How did you feel about the action in the movie?
Good wrestling scenes as well. Like it felt very like how the WWE, I know I compared WWE, I don't watch it that much, but the whole like
yeah,
running around the ring or jumping off the net. It's not really netting, but jumping off the sides of the rings and all that kind of stuff. So that was fun. It's even cooler that Jack Black was doing most his own stunts on that as well.
So like the story continues and we see that he enters his first wrestling match and they lose, and even if they lose, they keep getting money. So he keeps going and entering all these wrestling matches, and he keeps losing. And I thought that was a cool take on the movie because essentially he loses every single match that he plays, and except the last one. There was actually something that you texted me about his teeth.
Oh yeah, I need that dentist. Whoever dentist. I keep wanting to call him El Skeletor now. But whatever
Steven.
Steven, whatever dentist Steven went to, I need that dentist number because that's amazing. That huge transformation.
Yeah, so he had like 70s like British style teeth, and then they went to like pearly whites.
Pearly whites.
So that's what I was saying about like he wasn't very genuine in the beginning because most of the money that they made he would just spend on himself. I don't know if you saw that or you had the same thought that his intentions in the beginning weren't as genuine as they were at the end.
Right. And you could tell by the one scene where he's in the market getting food. He sees the pig, looks at it, turns around and buys those white shoes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Minnie, how awesome are those shoes?
I wouldn't wear them. I'll tell you right now, I would not wear them.
Yeah, you are. Come on, Minnie. Those are dope.
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't even tell what kind of shoes they were because I did kind of expect to be like cowboy boots, but they weren't. And I'm like trying to figure it out as he's walking down the steps. I'm like, what the heck?
See, that's why I think this movie was supposed to be set in the 70s because those are 100% like platform shoe. They were basically white platform shoes. And the clothes that they were wearing and I guess the technology, the cars, it all made it seem like to me it was in the 70s. Yeah. But it's never really stated. What did you think about the songs that not the actual score but like the songs that they made up in the movie? Because there was like several.
I will say like the one part where he's in, I guess at that party and he's just making up and then he finds a rhythm and he just like goes to town with it. So that was fun. And then he's singing about, what was it? Encorazon or... I don't know how I pronounce her name.
Encarnacion. Incarnation, basically. Encarnacion. Little Spanish lesson for you. Encarnacion.
Encarnacion.
You don't have to roll your R because it's not a double R, but yeah, it's good. It's good to know. Which you just did it, so very good. Minnie, you can roll your R's.
Hey.
You're invited to the carne asada now.
Heck yeah. I enjoyed that as well because I also forgot like Jack Black can actually sing. So he'll have those moments where it's awful, and then he'll like sing a couple. I'm like, oh yeah, and then he'll go back to being awful. So I did crack up on some of those as well.
That's one of the funniest songs I think. And then like the part where he's like singing the Encarnacion song, and he says, I use my hand. He's like, I ate some bugs, I ate some grass. I used my hand to wipe my tears. How do you feel about Esqueleto not believing in Jesus or God?
He's a man of science, as it were, but that's not
Yeah. And he keeps like pressing him like about it to the point where he baptizes him. Praise the Lord. This movie, it's so quotable. Like there's so many lines that I quote on the regular and I don't even notice it. So praise the Lord is another one. Not actually like saying praising the Lord, but just like repeating it. Priestly duties, that's another one. There's so many one-liners in this movie. I don't know if you wrote any down.
Unfortunately, I didn't write any down, but I do agree with the quotable part, especially the one that stuck out was Nacho! Just screaming that. Yeah.
Chancho, let me borrow some sweat. By the way, I give you full reign to do the accent, Mindie. You're totally cool to do the accent.
Oh boy. Well, now I feel
I
pressured.
am recording this, and I will send it to HR. Just so
Great,
you know.
Great. Hey, I'm not on the clock,
Mindie
man.
was making. It's true.
You better be kidding me. I'm not at the clock.
You can't touch me when I'm not on the clock. Funny. Secret tunnels. That's another one.
Secret tunnels. The secret tunnels.
Hey, Lego my blouse. The whole corn was a big part of this movie for some
I did
reason.
see that street corn. Yeah, it looked good too.
It's very good. It's very good. Have you had street corn before?
I have. Surprise, surprise. But I got it from Chili's, so I don't think that counts.
No, it does not, Mindie. I'll bring you some one day.
Awesome.
You know, it's funny. I one day, shout out to Emily. She was at the break room, and she was eating some salsa, and she was like, "You want to try?" And I was like, "Sure." And it was the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my life.
It was Mateo's, wasn't it?
It was from Trader Joe's or from like Costco or something, but it just had a bunch of it was literally tomato sauce with cumin in it. And so then my mom was in town and she made some green salsa or salsa verde, and so I brought it to her and I was like, you got to try this. Like your mind will be blown when you try this. And I gave her some, and she immediately was like, "Oh, does this have cilantro in it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course. Like it's Mexican food." And she's like, "Oh, I don't like cilantro. It tastes like soap to me." So she has that gene or whatever it is, or the enzyme that makes cilantro taste like soap. So a lot of people have it. Do you have that?
Interesting. I don't think so.
Okay, so you can stomach like actual Mexican food that has cilantro. I mean, not everything has cilantro in it, but that's a big
Right.
that's a big part of our herbs.
Interesting. I didn't even know there was a gene that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It makes things taste like soap, and I would find that very funny if a Mexican had that, because it's like, well, it'd be like,
That's unfortunate.
yeah, like if it'd be like someone was Asian, they were allergic to soy, you know?
Yeah.
Or if, somebody who was American was allergic to, I don't know.
Pizza. No, I'm just kidding. That's not good as spice.
I was going to say blind food, but the funny scene with the where they're at Ramsey's at the party, where they were like, Ramsey's is no dancing at the party. That's another song that I really, really enjoy. And to the point where like I sing it and I listen to it in the car sometimes.
Oh my gosh, that cracks me up.
So we were talking about how Nacho was very like pressuring him to like accept the Lord or whatever and baptized him. And I think that's such a funny inclusion in it, because for people who are Latino, I would say I'm not Catholic. I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I'm Christian also, but most Latinos are very religious. And it's so funny to include a character that's not only not religious, but also like an atheist who believes in science, that's Mexican. That is like, so I think that's what really makes that character funny, is it's just the complete opposite of what someone would expect, Like,
okay, gotcha.
That's really what makes the character. And you know what? I thought it was actually kind of sweet at the end. I don't know if you noticed when they had the last fight finally with Ramses, he like actually told him, "Hey, let's pray together."
Yeah, I did notice that.
Do you think it was because he actually believed, or he just like was trying to help out a friend?
I think it was more so he was just trying to help out a friend at that point. That's what it seemed like to me. Yeah.
It was really sweet. It was a really sweet moment. He was like, probably like,
Yeah.
I don't believe, and that's his right, but it was like, I know you, this brings comfort to you.
Right.
Now I have seen this movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but I I've seen it many times. I've seen it about 20 times. I'm not gonna lie to you, and it still gets me. But I forgot the whole scene where Encarnacion tells him to pray, and his robe catches on fire. I don't know if you noticed, Mindy. Nobody tells them that his robe is on fire.
Oh, I see. I was paying attention to that part of it, but what cracked me up was the padre that picked up the holy water, scooped it up, and his two hands kind of ran after him. I was just like, yeah. Drop it, boy, you fool.
That is so fun. Yes. Yeah, like that's what I'm talking about, man. And I'm laughing so hard that the mic is like giving me feedback, but that's what I was talking about, Minnie. Like, there's just like these little one-liners of the movie that are just like, and it's a kind of like if you don't catch it, you'll miss it kind of thing. That part, and then the little with the holy water, where they go, and then the scene where they go to get the eggs from the eagle for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Like he's like, like that doesn't make any sense. Now, here's another question, Mindy. So I didn't notice. Okay, so I didn't notice the series of events. I thought that when he fought at the battle gem, I thought that was the last fight, and I had forgotten that he fights. I knew that he fights Ramsey, but I forgot that he lost that fight. So essentially, he's lost every single fight, and isn't until Esqueleto runs the guy's foot over,
right?
To get him into the fight with Ramses. Did you notice what he said when he was explaining what happened to him? Esqueleto said something like, "He's broken his bunions."
I didn't catch that part.
And then he's fighting with the little kids. Oh, that was the other thing too. So the wrestler Silencio, the reason he runs him over, I mean, he probably does it so he can like get into the fight, but also because he was like manhandling or kind of like roughhousing an orphan.
Right.
And Esqueleto, you could tell he kind of like came around on the orphans because according to him, he hated the orphans.
And he said, it's okay. I like them now. Because at one point he brings up like, I thought you didn't like the orphans. He's like, I like them. Just like that 180, like, oh, I do. They're great, I guess. I like them.
And before he was like, all the orphans are stupid. I hate all the orphans in all the world.
And they just start fighting.
They start fighting, yeah. So I thought that was the last fight, but no, it's the Ramses one. And my question is, so he fights Ramses and he beats him, but before that happens, and he's like on the top of the ring, or like the ropes at least, and he sees Encarnacion and like all the kids there, right? And that gives him the power to beat Ramses. Now, was that the power of Jesus? Was that the power of friendship? Or was that the magical eagle powers? Because when he dives, he basically flies and you can hear an eagle in the background. So did he actually get his magical eagle powers? Or was it the power of friendship? Or was it God? Is what I want to know. What are your opinions on this, Mindy?
I feel like it's a good, I do feel like it could be a combination of all three. I mean, scaling a mountain, very impressive because I could not do that. Yes. So, why not? But I feel like, especially if you got proper motivation to do something, you could do a lot of stuff you don't think you can. So, I think it's a good combo of all three. Probably more so the kids, I'd feel like seeing them and be like, oh, hey,
I feel like it was the eagle powers. Like he actually did get his eagle powers from eating that rod.
That grossed me out. I will tell you.
So gross.
I will tell you that grossed me out. Like, nasty.
Now he says in the last song, Encarnacion, he says, we should break our vows together. Did you get a sense of like, if, let's say this story continued, that they would break their vows?
I could see it with those two. And the question would be at that point, would they just make their own orphanage? They both clearly care for the kids, right? So it'd be one of those things where I wonder, because I know he's like, and we little niños together, but whether it be that or they just have their own orphanage, because frankly, that orphanage sucked. I'm just looking there, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, with that food especially.
They really needed funds.
Oh yeah.
That is not a good representation of Mexican food. Once he makes like the salad, I mean, it's just a salad, but that's a lot of ranch on a salad. I'm not a big fan of ranch, so.
I'm still trying to figure out how one or two of those kids were heavier side. I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah, chancho. Yeah.
It's like, oh, bro.
he's sneaking some snacks.
Some of those
He's
chips.
been sneaking some Duvalin and some Carlos Quinta. Those are some local references from Mexico. Mindie, look it up. So we were talking about the actors were from Oaxaca. So even the kids were from there. So they were from local orphanages. Now, other than the main two ones, which would be Chancho and then Juan Pablo, all the other kids they were actually from local orphanages.
Okay. Do you know if anything came from them being on the movie?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they got adopted.
That's sad. Like, hey, put it at the end of the credits.
Yeah, basically. So I really enjoy this movie, and I enjoy that it was set in Oaxaca and they used people from the local area. And you know what's funny? These guys, Jared and Joshua Hess, they did the same thing with Napoleon Dynamite. A lot of except for the main actors, but a lot of the background actors or people that have one-liners and stuff like that, they're actually from that town where they filmed it in Idaho. So they have like kind of a reputation of doing this. And if you roll the credits, a lot of the production, if not like 90% of them, were Mexican crew members. So like the key grips, the assistant directors, and all that stuff like that, they were all Mexican. So I really like them using not specifically Mexican, but just using people from the local area. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Last bit before we sign off, Mindie. As I was rolling the credits, in any sports, there's nicknames, right? But for Latinos, like they have nicknames, and that's basically what they're known as. Like, especially in sports.
Okay.
So everybody has a nickname. So a lot of the wrestlers that were in there and the acting, they were actually real wrestlers, like we mentioned. So in the end credits, it would say the person's name, and then it would say like their stage name or the wrestler name or their nickname. Because some of these were shown as being the cast member or a wrestler, but some of them were shown as being like the referees or like the announcers. So I'm assuming like even announcers have like nicknames, or referees have nicknames in soccer or in baseball or in Lucha Libre in Latin America. So here are some of the names that I saw that were on there. Silver King, which was Ramses. Tigre Hispano. Do you have any idea what that could mean? Tigre Hispano.
Tigre? I'm not sure.
Hispano.
Hispano?
Hispanic tiger. That's a very, I guess, poignant name. The other one was Terror Chino.
Terror something? Or the...
Chino.
Chino. Oh, that sounds so familiar too. Horse. I don't know. The crazy horse.
Chinese Terror.
Oh.
Caballero de la Muerte.
Something of death.
Yes, Gentleman of the Death, or Death, Death Gentleman. Mucha crema.
Much cream?
That is legit somebody's nickname. Yep. A lot of cream. El Pandita. El Pandita.
The panda?
Yeah, the little panda. So like it's diminutive, so it's like the ita would make it like small, so the little panda. And then the last one, Dalia Negra. Dalia
Black
Negra.
Flower.
Yep.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, you're right. Dahlia. Dahlia is a flower. The black
pretty
dahlia.
Cool names, not gonna lie.
So, Mindie, you actually know a good amount of Spanish, so kudos to you.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Anything else you want to say about the movie, Mindie?
Just in reference to your where they had their separate names in Spanish, I enjoyed where he was the fight right before he had to fight the overall bad guy, you could say. They paused and showed each one of what their signature move was, and then Nacho Libre was a compromising position, his favorite move, or the one guy was throwing people. I thought that was pretty funny.
The anaconda squeeze. I think that's the only time you put an E before an S, was when he said a squeeze. Alrighty then, Minnie. So if there's anything else, there's nothing else. Thank you so much, Minnie, for doing this.
Well, thank you for having me.
If we do it next time, I will try to find a movie that you will like, but I feel like you are a tough nut to crack.
You know, I think it's mostly just about catching me in the right mood. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, this is great.
I can show you like Schindler's List or like Life is Beautiful, and you'll be like, oh, that was such a hoot.
Such a hoot and a half.
Do you know what those movies are about?
Nope, never seen them.
They're about concentration camps.
Oh, great. I mean, I take back what I said. Never mind.
That always reminds me. There's this movie called Naked Gun. I don't know if you've heard of them. It's like a parody movie from the '90s, probably when you were born. But there's a funny scene where the main character and his girlfriend are like having a montage. By the way, the montage that's in this movie about the training is hilarious. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, good, because that you mentioned that I did not get I could maybe understand the whole throwing the fruit at him, but I did not get the arrow and the poo in the face. I was like trying to figure out what could possibly, help them.
And then I guess the running for stamina.
Yeah.
But the poo and then the bees. What does that have to do with anything? The bees. Esqueleto was just enjoying
Maybe they know
a
something
day
we
out
don't.
in the field. Yeah, maybe. Esqueleto was just enjoying a day in the field, picking some daisies or whatever. And he just throws a big old hive to him. But going back to what I was saying about the movie. So there's a montage of the guy, the main character and his girlfriend, like doing things like couples do. So, and they have like this really like cutesy song like playing in the background, and they're getting ice cream. They're on a tandem bike. They're doing all that stuff. And you see them coming out of a movie theater, and they're just laughing hysterically. And then it pans up, and they're watching the movie Platoon, which is a movie about the Vietnam War. And it's super like gritty and sad and like bloody and gory. And they're just like having a laugh, right? So that's going to be you when I show you Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan.
Apparently, because I've already laughed and I didn't know that that's what those two movies are about. So, yeah. Straight to jail.
Wow, Mindie. Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
You
Do not pass
you
go.
go too fast, straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail. Alrighty then, Mindie. Once again, thank you so much. And I'll have you on next time. I'll try to get something good.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Mindie. I will see you at work if you're there on Wednesday.
Shall be there.
Dude, thank you so much.
All right, bye, Brian.